A man dies twice in his life, first, when his heart stops beating, and the second, when he no longer feels like a man. I still remember the day Henry walked into my office. He was 67, a retired high school football coach, broad shoulders, strong voice, the kind of man who once inspired young athletes to believe in themselves, but that day, he sat down quietly and wouldn't look me in the eye. He fiddled with his wedding ring, swallowed hard, and said in a low voice, "Document something's not right. Down there, it doesn't hurt. It's just like it's not alive anymore." It wasn't numb, it wasn't broken, it just felt absent, like a part of him had gone completely silent. And you know what? Henry wasn't alone. According to a 2021 study in the American Journal of Men's Health, over 60% of men over 60 begin to experience microvascular narrowing in the pelvic region, without even knowing it. It's not just about age, it's not just low testosterone, it's something even quieter and far more dangerous. Your blood simply isn't flowing like it used to. That dull, empty sensation down there, that gradual loss of firmness, that missing spark in the morning, these aren't just signs of getting older. They are early warning signs, your body's quiet alarm bells. Your capillaries are losing flexibility, your blood vessels are tightening, and the flow that once brought life is starting to slow. Your body always whispers before it screams. The first sign that something deeper is going wrong is not memory loss, it's not chest pain, it's not shortness of breath, it's this backhand index pointing right, that vague feeling that something's changed down there. That subtle loss of function, even if you can't quite put it into words, but most men ignore it. They blame stress, they blame age, they tell themselves, maybe I'm just tired this week. But after more than 35 years of working with older men, I've learned this one truth: when things start slipping in the bedroom, your blood vessels have already started hardening, narrowing, and weakening inside. The good news: there is no magic pill, but there is a natural recovery system inside your body, already built in. And today, I'll show you how to wake it up, not with medications, not with expensive supplements, but with simple, natural foods that support your sexual circulation system. The system most men don't think about until it's almost too late, because when blood flows freely again, energy returns, confidence is restored, and your body remembers what it once knew how to do naturally. So if you're over 60, feeling off, without knowing why, and starting to believe that maybe this is just how it is now, stay with me, because in just a few minutes, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful, science-backed foods, including a simple root that helps open blood vessels within days, a fruit whose most powerful part is usually thrown away, and a tiny seed that holds the key to male vitality, yet most men toss it aside. I'll also tell you true stories, like Henry's, of men who reclaimed their vitality. No pills, no shame, no giving up. Let's begin. The quiet signs your body is losing its spark. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I still feel healthy, still walk fine, still eat and sleep like usual, but when it comes to being close with my wife, my body just goes quiet? It's not that you've lost desire, it's not that you're completely unable. It just isn't like it used to be. It's about circulation. If the blood doesn't get there, then that part of your body simply can't respond. It sounds simple, but most men miss it. When blood flow to the pelvic region begins to slow down, your body sends quiet, early warning signs, soft signs. Easy to ignore, but they are your body's first cry for help. 5 hidden signs your blood vessels are closing up. 1. No more morning reaction. This is one of the most important signs. According to the Journal of Sexual Medicine, 2021, the loss of morning erections is directly linked to weakened circulation and reduced natural nitric oxide production. 2. Uncomfortable pressure during arousal, not pain, but a strange tension or tightness. Most men describe it like this: it feels full, like it wants to work, But my body holds it back. 3. Genital area feels colder than your hands or feet. Try this. Place your hand over your lower abdomen first thing in the morning. If it feels unusually cool or cold, that's a clue. Blood isn't reaching your pelvic floor the way it should. 4. Slower arousal. Even when you're not tired or stressed, the mood is there, the interest is there, but the body? It lags behind. The signal is being sent, but the wires are weak. 5. Less intense climax. Like something's missing. This is a deeper signal. Your blood flow isn't strong enough to maintain pressure, and that results in a duller, incomplete sensation, like being halfway there. Most men think, but I'm not dealing with erectile dysfunction. That may be true today, but the problem starts years earlier, sometimes 2, even 3 years before full dysfunction shows up. According to Cleveland Clinic, 2020, the smallest, most delicate blood vessels in a man's body are in the pelvic region, and they're the first to suffer. When your diet, movement, sleep, or stress aren't properly managed, it's whispering, asking for help. I'm not broken. I'm just undernourished. I haven't failed. I just need better blood flow. So if you've started to notice any of the 5 signs above, please don't ignore them, because once these signs show up, things begin to snowball quickly. Nitric oxide production drops, testosterone release slows, erectile tissue loses flexibility, and once you've reached that stage, pills become a crutch, not a solution. One patient once told me something I'll never forget. "Doc, I'm not scared of losing the act, I'm scared of losing the feeling. That I'm still me." That's exactly why I created this video, to help you understand. Backhand index pointing right, you're not alone. Backhand index pointing right, you're not broken. Backhand index pointing right, and most importantly, you're not too late. In the next part, I'll introduce the first food. It looks like a simple red root vegetable, but in truth, it's one of nature's strongest biological blood pumps. A gift for any man over 60 who still wants to feel fully alive. Beetroot, nature's nitric oxide pump machine. Some things look so ordinary. We never expect them to hold the power to heal. Beetroot is one of those things. I had a patient named Bill. He was 72, a retired mechanic who spent over 40 years fixing cars. He once told me, "I'm not afraid of getting old. But I hate feeling like I'm no longer myself." A few years ago, Bill started noticing some uncomfortable pressure in his lower region. His arousal came slowly, and those early morning reflexes, almost non-existent. He went to see cardiologists, neurologists, hormone specialists, but no one could quite explain what was wrong. When he finally came to see me, I asked him just one question. "Bill, have you ever checked the blood pressure around your pelvic area?" He laughed, embarrassed. "Doc, I didn't even know that was a thing." So I asked him to start drinking a small glass of beetroot juice every morning. That's it. 3 weeks later, he came back beaming, like a man who just drove a brand new sports car off the lot. Document. I woke up this morning feeling strong. For real, and best of all, that weird tightness down there. Gone. Why beetroot can help revive a man's body? The answer lies in a natural compound called nitrate. Beets are one of the richest sources of natural nitrates on Earth, and when you eat them, or drink beet juice, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, NO. A critical molecule that helps your blood vessels open up and expand. Nitric oxide acts like a key, unlocking tight blood vessels and allowing blood to flow again, especially in the tiniest, most delicate vessels, like the ones in your pelvic region. A 2015 study published in Hypertension showed that people who drank 250 milliliters of beetroot juice daily saw up to 21% increase in blood flow to peripheral arteries, especially in the lower abdomen and limbs. Another study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, 2020, found men over 60 had the lowest natural levels of nitric oxide, but those who consumed beet nitrates saw noticeable improvements in blood flow, arousal, and energy, in as little as 14 days. I often tell my patients, you don't need Viagra to be strong, you need nitric oxide to send the blood where it belongs. Beetroot doesn't force your body to react, it gently gives control back to your own biology. It's slow, steady, and safe, especially for older adults, including those with high blood pressure. How to use beetroot. Morning, drink 150 to 250 milliliters of pure beet juice. You can mix it with carrot or apple if you're new to the taste. Evening, add steamed or boiled beets to your dinner. This eases pressure on your heart while sleeping. Stomach sensitivity. If your stomach is weak, avoid drinking on a completely empty stomach. Have a light snack first, don't overdo it, limit to 500 milliliters per day. Too much can lower blood pressure too quickly in sensitive individuals, who should be cautious with beets. Those on strong blood pressure medications, talk to your doctor first. Those with a history of oxalate kidney stones, better to cook beets rather than eat them raw. Those with extremely sensitive digestion, concentrated beet juice may cause gas or bloating. If you're looking for something simple, gentle, and non-invasive, if you want your body to remember how to function again, without pills, then beetroot is a beautiful place to start. It's a small root, but it could reopen the silent door to circulation that's been slowly closing over the years. In the next part, I'll share with you a sweet summer fruit, but the most powerful part of it is the one most people throw away, and that part just might be nature's forgotten version of Viagra. Watermelon, white rind, a hidden vessel relaxer disguised as waste. Some of nature's greatest gifts are hiding right in front of us. The only tragedy is, we often throw them away without a second thought. The white rind of watermelon is one of those forgotten treasures. Every summer, roadside stands across America overflow with bright, juicy watermelons, sweet, cooling, hydrating, a perfect summertime treat. But here's the thing, each time we enjoy watermelon, we usually carve out the sweet red flesh, and toss the pale white rind right into the trash, because it's bland, not sweet, not tasty. But ironically, that white rind, yes, the part most people discard, is packed with one of the most powerful natural vasodilators scientists have ever studied. Citrulline is an amino acid that helps the body increase production of nitric oxide, which widens blood vessels and improves circulation, especially in the pelvic region. What makes it unique? Your body doesn't store citrulline, it must be supplied daily through food, and watermelon rind is one of the richest natural sources of citrulline on the planet, according to the Journal of Andrology, 2019. Citrulline improves blood flow to the corpora cavernosa, the erectile tissue of the penis, in a way similar to PDE5 drugs, like Viagra, but without the intense side effects. A smaller study from the University of Foggia, Italy, 2011, found men who took citrulline supplements, equivalent to drinking 1 to 2 cups of blended watermelon rind daily, for 1 month, saw a 68% increase in natural erections compared to the control group. I had a patient named Robert, 69 years old, retired in a quiet Texas town. He came to my office complaining of pressure during arousal, difficulty initiating, and a fading sense of pleasure. His tests, all normal, heart, hormones, blood sugar, nothing out of place. But then he looked at me, with a quiet sadness, and said, "My body just doesn't have that fire anymore. I'm not in pain. It just feels like I've gone numb inside." I didn't give him pills. Instead, I asked, "You and your wife eat watermelon in the summer, right? Next time, don't throw away the white part, blend it with a few red slices. Drink it every morning." 3 weeks later, he walked into my office, wrapped me in a hug, and laughed. The part one used to throw away is the part that brought me back to life. Naturally increases nitric oxide, relaxes tiny pelvic blood vessels, reduces tension and pressure during arousal, enhances sensitivity and restores pleasure. It doesn't spike your blood pressure, it doesn't overstimulate your heart, it simply gives your body a chance to flow, like it used to. How to use watermelon rind effectively. Blend 1 to 2 cups of clean, white rind with the red flesh to make a refreshing smoothie. Add a few slices of ginger or a splash of lemon for flavor and better absorption. Drink in the morning or mid-afternoon, when your stomach isn't empty. Store extra rind in the fridge. It'll stay fresh for 2 to 3 days. Who should be careful? Anyone taking vasodilators or blood pressure medications, those with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, start with a small amount to test tolerance. Avoid watermelon that's over 3 days old or improperly stored. Risk of contamination. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on pills that leave you with headaches and a racing heart. Sometimes, all it takes is keeping what others throw away, because when you give your body the tools it once knew, it will remember. How to be alive again. In the next section, I'll share with you a small, crunchy seed, one you've probably only eaten roasted for fun, but it's actually a quiet mineral powerhouse, one that nourishes male hormones, calms blood vessels, and reignites that inner sense of strength. From the inside out. Pumpkin seeds, a mineral mine to restore masculinity. When it comes to men's vitality, most people immediately think of testosterone, but very few realize this. A man's strength isn't just fueled by hormones, it's quietly sustained by minerals that nourish his blood vessels, nerves, and reproductive glands, every single day, silently, tirelessly, without fanfare. I once had a patient named Michael. He was 74, a retired Air Force veteran. Disciplined. Physically strong, he didn't come to me because of desire loss. He came because of a subtle tension in his lower region, like his body was trying to engage, but couldn't quite relax. He told me, "Doc, I'm not weak, but I've lost that feeling of control." We didn't reach for pills. Instead, I gave him one simple task: add 1 tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to your daily routine. 3 weeks later, he came back. His eyes were bright. His voice, steady and confident. I didn't turn into a teenager, but I feel like myself again. Why pumpkin seeds are a mineral mine for men over 60. Pumpkin seeds may be small, but they carry 3 powerful nutrients vital for men's health. Zinc, the gatekeeper of testosterone. Zinc is essential for producing natural testosterone. After 60, zinc levels drop by nearly 40%. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021. Low zinc hormonal decline, weaker drive, narrower blood vessels, decreased energy. Magnesium, the vessel soother. Magnesium helps blood vessels relax and reduces pelvic tension. For men who feel tightness or pressure during arousal, magnesium deficiency is a common culprit. Circulation research, 2020, found that supplementing magnesium improved blood flow in men over 60 in just 14 days. Arginine, the precursor to nitric oxide. Arginine is the raw material your body uses to produce nitric oxide, the key to widening blood vessels. It helps blood flow easily to intimate areas. Without enough arginine, circulation can feel sluggish, incomplete, and unsatisfying. A study published in Urology International, 2018, found men who consumed around 30 grams of pumpkin seeds daily showed significant improvement in erection quality, duration, and satisfaction after just 21 days. Small seed, big impact. You might not feel the change overnight, but after a week or 2, you may notice less pelvic pressure, more natural, spontaneous arousal, deeper sleep in a familiar presence in the morning, and most importantly, the return of inner control and confidence, because a man doesn't need to rush, a man needs to feel steady. How to use pumpkin seeds. 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, 15-30 g, eat plain, sprinkle on oatmeal, or blend into smoothies, best taken in the afternoon or after breakfast. When the body needs energy, choose raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to preserve full nutrient value. Who should be careful? People with oxalate kidney stones limit intake, due to natural oxalates. Those with digestive sensitivity start small. Observe your body. Individuals on diuretics or blood pressure meds, consult a physician first. You can buy pumpkin seeds from any store, but what matters most is how you see them. No longer just a snack, but a quiet, nourishing companion, a key to restoring your inner vitality and reclaiming the strength that time seemed to have taken away. In the next part, I'll share a fruit rich in antioxidants, so powerful, it's considered a circulatory elixir for both the heart and your most intimate blood vessels. It plays a vital role in any true restoration plan. Pomegranate, a fruit that revives blood vessels and natural testosterone. Men over 60 often believe that low testosterone is just part of aging, that feeling weaker, quieter, or less fiery is something they simply have to accept. But let me ask you something, if testosterone truly fades because of age, then why do some men at 70 still exude vitality, while others at 55 already feel like they're running out of steam? The answer isn't in the number of candles on your cake, it's in how well your body is being nourished and supported. Pomegranate, not just for heart health. You may have heard that pomegranate juice is good for your heart, but did you know that it's also one of the most powerful natural boosters of testosterone? Pomegranates are rich in polyphenol, a group of potent antioxidants. These compounds help cleanse blood vessels, allowing better circulation to sensitive areas like the pelvic region, protect Leydig cells in the testes, where testosterone is produced, reduce oxidative stress, a leading cause of hormonal decline in middle-aged and older men. A study published in Clinical Nutrition Research, 2012, found men who drank 1 glass of pomegranate juice daily for 4 weeks experienced a 24% increase in salivary testosterone levels, along with improved mood, focus, and desire. Another study from Queen Margaret University in the UK, 2012, found daily pomegranate juice led to lower blood pressure, increased blood flow, and significant improvements in male vitality within just 2 weeks. I remember Donald, age 66, he used to work in shipyards. Tough hands, honest eyes, he sat in my office and said, "Doc, I'm still healthy. But that fire in me, it's gone." He wasn't depressed. He wasn't exhausted, but something inside had gone quiet. "I care for my wife," he said, "but I don't feel like me anymore." I didn't prescribe anything complicated. I simply told him, try 1 glass of pomegranate juice each morning, after a light breakfast. 2 weeks later, he came back. His handshake was firm, his eyes clear. "I didn't turn into a young man," document, "but it feels like my body was called back to life, and my wife, she's been smiling more lately." Why pomegranate is a heart of male vitality, boosts natural testosterone production, opens and cleanses blood vessels in the reproductive region, shields cells from oxidative damage that dulls intimacy, improves desire, energy, and emotional warmth. Pomegranate doesn't make you explode overnight, it gently heals, vessel by vessel, Leydig cell by Leydig cell, memory by memory. How to use pomegranate effectively? Drink 1 glass of pure pomegranate juice, 5 to 7 ounces, every morning after a light meal. Use fresh-pressed or cold-pressed juice with no added sugar or preservatives, or eat 1/2 to 1 fresh pomegranate daily. Chew the seeds thoroughly. Pair with healthy fats like walnuts or avocado to enhance polyphenol absorption. Who should be cautious? Those on blood pressure meds or blood thinners. Check with your doctor. People with ulcers avoid drinking juice on an empty stomach. Anyone with allergies to seeded fruits, try a small amount first. You don't have to chase testosterone through injections or synthetic pills. What your body truly needs might already be sitting on your kitchen counter, glowing red and full of life. It's not just about hormones. It's about reviving the feeling of being a man, gently, deeply, and naturally. In the next section, I'll reveal one last surprise, a dark brown powder with a slightly bitter taste, once forgotten after youth, now proven to lift dopamine, restore emotional intimacy, and rejuvenate circulation in just days. Pure cacao, a gift for nerves, circulation, and masculine emotion. There's a food many of us once associated with youth, the kind we thought of as just chocolate for fun. But hidden beneath the gentle bitterness of pure cacao lies a treasure, one that nourishes blood flow, calms the nervous system, and restores a quiet kind of masculine emotion, especially in the later years of life. I'll never forget a patient named Philip, 69 years old. He was a woodcarver, living quietly in the mountains. He didn't come to me because of intimacy problems, but because of something more subtle. A lingering sadness, poor sleep, loss of appetite, and a strange emotional distance from his wife. He said, "It's not that I don't love her, document, I just don't feel anything anymore. And I don't know why. I didn't prescribe sedatives, no hormone therapy. I just asked gently, when was the last time you felt calm, safe, at peace?" He was quiet. Then he sighed and said, "Maybe, back when I used to make myself a hot cup of cacao every night and write in my journal." So I suggested something simple, 1 small cup of pure cacao every evening, about an hour before bed. 10 days later, Philip returned. His eyes were different, softer, more grounded, and he said just one thing, "I feel like a man again, not in a sexual way, but emotionally. I feel connected again." Why cacao is a healer for blood flow, emotion, and masculine vitality, rich in flavonoids, enhances microcirculation. Pure cacao is one of the most flavonoid-rich foods on earth. Flavonoids can relax blood vessels, improve vascular elasticity, increase blood flow to the pelvic and reproductive tissues, boosts dopamine, the connection hormone. Cacao naturally increases dopamine levels in the brain, the neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure, connection, and motivation. This helps restore natural excitement, improve emotional rhythm, rekindle feelings of closeness and affection. Supports testosterone indirectly by lowering stress. Chronic stress, poor sleep, and low mood can silently erode testosterone, but cacao, thanks to its magnesium, tryptophan, and antioxidants, helps reduce inflammation, improve mood, calm the nervous system, allowing hormone function to gradually rebuild. A study in Frontiers in Nutrition, 2020, found pure cacao increased blood vessel dilation by up to 30%, improving peripheral circulation in older adults. Another study in the British Journal of Nutrition, 2018, found cacao flavonoids gently lowered blood pressure, boosted genital blood flow, and naturally improved intimacy within just 2 weeks. I often tell my patients, erections are one thing, but feeling alive, emotionally connected, and joyfully present, that's what truly makes a man whole. Cacao doesn't force you to perform. It gently makes you want to, with tenderness, with patience, with quiet confidence. How to use pure cacao effectively. Mix 1 tablespoon of pure, unsweetened cacao powder with warm water or nut milk. Add a pinch of cinnamon, ginger, or honey for flavor. Drink in the evening, about 1 hour before bed, to relax and boost dopamine. Avoid pre-mixed cocoa or industrial chocolate, too much sugar, too little flavonoid. We should be cautious. People with chronic insomnia try earlier in the afternoon instead of late at night. Those sensitive to caffeine start with a small amount and monitor. Avoid store-bought chocolate with added sugar, it can backfire on your mood and hormones. You may already be familiar with cacao's slight bitterness, but in that very taste lies something deeper, a memory of maturity, of quiet strength, of gentle masculinity. You don't need pills, you don't need to chase performance. All you may need is 1 warm, quiet cup to remind your body how to breathe again, how to feel again, how to live fully and as a man. But before you begin combining these 5 powerful foods, let me offer one important warning, because I've seen it too many times. Good men eating the right things, but in the wrong way, at the wrong time, with the wrong mindset, and they ended up wasting not just time or money, but their hope. So before we move into the 7-day plan, I want to walk you through the most common mistakes people make with libido-boosting foods, so you can avoid them. And finally reclaim the vitality you deserve. Common mistakes when using libido-boosting foods, more than 60% of my male patients over the age of 60 come to me after they've already tried everything: beets, watermelon, seeds, herbs, even homemade liquor tonics, but they still end up shaking their heads and saying, "Doc, I've done everything right. And still, nothing's working." And when I ask a few more questions, I usually uncover 3 or 4 of the classic mistakes no one warned them about, mistakes that quietly erase weeks, or even months, of effort. Mistake number 1: eating the right food, at the wrong time. Beets, watermelon rind, cacao. They're not drugs, they work with your body's biological rhythm. For example, beets are best in the morning, when your nitric oxide levels begin to drop. Cacao should be taken at night, to relax the nervous system and activate dopamine. Watermelon rind works best on a semi-empty stomach, not too full, not starving, to avoid fermentation or bloating. Using these at the wrong time can cut their effectiveness by 50–70%, and may even cause fatigue, bloating, or the exact opposite of what you intended. Mistake number 2: taking too much, hoping for faster results. One patient of mine made beet juice, 500 milliliters at a time, and drank it like water throughout the day. The result: his blood pressure dropped too low, he felt weak and dizzy. His body was overloaded with nitrates and crashed for hours. You need to understand, libido-boosting foods are like nutritional acupuncture. They're not about speed, they're about subtle, steady healing, working deeper each day, when used correctly. Mistake number 3: pairing healing foods with harmful additives. This is one of the most overlooked traps. I've seen people mix beet juice with refined sugar, eat pumpkin seeds coated in salt, flavor powder, or MSG, drink cacao, but from pre-mixed cocoa powder filled with artificial sweeteners. Let me speak plainly: if you're feeding your body with healing foods, but also feeding it with chemicals, stimulants, and additives, your body no longer recognizes the signal to heal. It's like pouring spring water on a tree, and then sprinkling salt on the roots. Nothing can grow that way. Mistake number 4: expecting fast, drug-like results. Some people eat pumpkin seeds for 3 days, then give up. Others drink pomegranate juice for a week, and stop when they don't feel different. But friend, let me remind you, your body isn't broken, it's just slowed down, from years of neglect, and healing doesn't race ahead of age. Nature works with memory, cell by cell, day by day. No big announcement. No fireworks, just one morning. You'll wake up, and feel something quietly coming back to life. Mistake number 5: focusing only on food, forgetting sleep, movement, and emotion. Testosterone isn't born just from food, it's rebuilt in the silence of deep sleep, it's ignited by love and connection, and it's sustained by gentle daily movement. I remember a man, 65 years old, drank beet juice daily, ate pumpkin seeds every night. But he still felt tired, emotionally numb, disconnected. Why? He went to bed at 2 a.m., ate in a state of stress, and hadn't touched his wife, not even a hug, for over 2 years. I told him, nutrition is the teacher, but your emotions, they're the hands that carry the lesson to your heart. I don't want you to use these 5 foods like a checklist. I want you to understand why you're using them, to know what part of yourself you're nurturing, and to recognize the small changes as gifts of patience, not signs of failure, because masculine strength isn't in how fast you perform. It's in how bravely you wait for your body to return, without pills, without pressure, just care and respect. And now you know, great foods don't guarantee great results. It depends on how you treat yourself, with patience, with self-awareness, with real love. And to help you see that more clearly, I want to share a story, a true one, about 2 men, same age, same health history, same chance to begin, but only one of them made a small, quiet decision, and that decision changed everything. The other waited too long, hoping for fast results, and in doing so, he missed the best opportunity of his life. 2 patients, 2 paths, 1 man recovered, 1 man waited too long. Today, I want to tell you about two men, same age, similar health, but they chose two very different paths, one found healing, the other lost more than just his strength. The first man, Arthur, 68, a retired math teacher, soft-spoken. Simple life. Never asked for much. At our first meeting, he looked at me and said, "Doctor, I'm not trying to get it all back. I just want to feel something again when I hold my wife." His body wasn't broken, just slowed down, blood vessels constricted. Hormones quietly asleep, so I gave him something simple, a glass of beet juice in the morning, a few slices of white watermelon with lunch. Pumpkin seeds in the afternoon, pomegranate and cacao in the evening, no pills. No injections, just real food. Small changes, done with patience, and a little self-love. The first week, nothing happened. The second week, he slept better. The third week, he looked at me and said, "I woke up this morning without that heavy weight on my body, and last night, my wife took my hand, placed it over her heart, as if to say, I'm still here with you." The second man, Samuel, 66, a retired businessman. Divorced. Living alone, he came in around the same time as Arthur, but everything about him felt rushed, eyes darting, voice tense. He said, "I've tried everything. If it works fast, I do it. If it takes time, I move on." I gently encouraged him to try the same 5 healing foods, slowly. Kindly, let his body come back on its own. He nodded, but never followed through. 2 months later, he returned, thinner, paler, tired eyes. "I took a blood flow supplement for 3 weeks, he said. Then came the headaches, my blood pressure crashed, my heart started racing. Now I've lost all sensation, and I'm scared, Doc." I took his hand, and said softly, "Your body isn't broken, Samuel, it's just overwhelmed. Because you kept forcing it to do things faster than it was ready, and all it ever needed was your patience, and just a little trust." Arthur and Samuel were given the same opportunity, but only one chose the slow, steady road, the kind of road that lets the body heal, day by day. The other tried to shortcut the journey, and in doing so, he hurt himself more than any illness ever could. Now, maybe you're standing at that same crossroads. One path is gentle, rooted in nourishment, trust, and deep respect for your body. The other is frantic, chasing results, rushing time, hoping for miracles. You don't have to believe everything I say today. I just hope you'll give yourself one more chance. A chance to come back to life, without pills, without pressure, just simple choices, made with love, every day. Because here's the truth, the real difference isn't money, or age, or diagnosis. The real difference is in the path you choose. You can choose to nurture, or force, to listen, or ignore. And that choice, that quiet little choice, will shape how you live the rest of your life. So before we close, let me leave you with one final thought. From the heart of a doctor who has walked with thousands of men, I've seen some come back to life in the most beautiful ways, and I've seen others slowly fade, not because of disease, but because they gave up too soon. Dear friend, if you've stayed with me this far, I believe you're not just searching for stronger erections, desire, or hormone levels. I believe you're trying to come back to yourself, to the man you once were. Strong, yes, but not just physically. Strong in connection, in presence, in dignity. For years, I thought men's vitality was a private matter, but after walking beside thousands of patients, I've come to realize the ability to love is part of a man's human dignity. When you lose sensation, when you lose control, when intimacy fades into silence, you're not just losing that part of life, you're slowly losing faith in yourself. But today, I want you to hear this clearly and deeply. You are not broken, you are not too old, and it is never too late to begin again. Blood flow can return, cells can awaken, hormones can rebuild, and your heart both literally and emotionally, can beat with new life again. You don't need to do everything perfectly. Just start small, 1 glass of beet juice each morning, a few white watermelon rinds, saved from your lunch, a handful of pumpkin seeds in the afternoon, a fresh pomegranate instead of a testosterone pill, a warm cup of cacao before bed, as a goodnight gift to your body, because a real man is someone who dares to slow down, who chooses to respect his body, and who walks into his later years with freedom, grace, and ownership. If this video stirred something in you, even just a flicker of hope, a soft whisper saying, maybe I still can, please hold on to it. Don't let it slip away. Try, love your body again, starting today. And if you'd like to walk this journey with me in the next videos, about health, about healing, about how to be a man again after 60, backhand index pointing right, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. I'm ready to reclaim my strength. I read every word, and I'll be here, as your doctor, and as a man who's walked this road before you, because your life isn't over, my friend, it's just beginning again, in a softer, wiser, and more beautiful way.